as we say hello from Hotlanta here in Hampton, Georgia, here at the virtual at the virtual Atlanta Motor Speedway or Echo Park Speedway, whatever you want to call it here. We welcome you to one race here for HVTV After Dark. Hello, my name is Christian Delgado, your lead producer commentator for tonight's race here, Atlanta. Qualifying already underway here. So we're gonna go ahead and get this pulled up for you guys here and take a look at your fastest lap times here in qualifying. Kind of just got jumped into this kind of last second here. So take a look at your fastest lap right now. Dale Greenwood, top of the board with that 31.258. Carter Kingsley, Milo Lively, Chase Ingram back there as well. Taking a look at some other people. Logan Cochran, Michael Good, as we continue to look at some drivers still setting out some lap times here from Atlanta. We'll go down here to the trackside and take a look at Yair Rodriguez as he sets his first lap here. Top of the board, 31.256 for that driver in the 9 machine. Good lap. Diego Acuna. You're going to set up here P7 for that 84 machine, 31.340. We continue to look at Sean Berry back there, P12 for the driver of the number 71. Jacob Wilkerson out on pit right now, has not continued to go out there and set a lap time, but here comes Blake Garcia in the number 54 machine. Across the line, he goes 31.6, good enough for the number 10 for the 10th place spot right now, qualifying as we speak. You see, oh man, an overcorrection there in that 78 front row machine. Now, a little over a minute left in qualifying. You see there on the top left side of your screen. You're looking at Sean Berry here, currently P13, and qualifying. You'll see him park that machine down here on the apron. Was that Western Masonry? I think is what that car shows on there. Bring it a little bit closer. Western Masonry LTD. Yeah, pretty cool looking car for him. As we see now 40 seconds counting down here in qualifying here from Atlanta Super Speedway, Atlanta Motor Speedway, whatever you want to call it here tonight. I mean, it's kind of a controversial take of, is this a super speedway? Is this technically a mile and a half? And I think we'll see tonight that this is probably, you're gonna call it more of a mile and a half than what you'd call a super speedway here with how slick the track is gonna be tonight. But just rounding out with qualifying tonight, looks like we got several drivers deciding not to qualify right now. Looks like Jacob Wilkerson still staying out here, but looks like we should at least have around 15 drivers showing up tonight here from Atlanta. Again, look at your fastest lap. It looks like J-Rod actually. Jerry Rodriguez top of the board, 57.073. That's a 2/10. Oh, wait. 31.2. My apologies. 31.2 takes your pull here from Atlanta. Welcome anybody coming in and watching. A little bit of a late ping here. And for anybody who's a part of the HVTV community, we kind of do apologize for the late ping and the late everything, but obviously we love calling these races here, and we love just being a part of this, and can't wait to see what this does here for this race here. One and done here from Atlanta Motor Speedway. We'll get ready to go green here. Go ahead and get your starting lineup here for a second. We do need to update the just have the ability to. I was told that is not updated, so we'll go ahead and get that fixed for you guys here down below. We'll get ready to get your starting lineup here. We'll just get the starting grid up here, and you guys can see for yourself. Looks like obviously Jerry Rodriguez and everybody is sorted on back there. Your top 10. Got to get a new Discord link for the broadcast tonight. Leave that, and you guys should have an updated invite there. Looking at your race weather for tonight's race here coming into Atlanta. Look at this. 86 degree track temp, 120% track temperature. Really no wind, 46% humidity, so you're gonna be slipping and sliding all race long here. 50 laps here from Atlanta. No stages, no nothing like that for tonight's race. It's just gonna be 50 laps of just who can hold on here in these O'Reilly machines. But you'll see the pace car take a hard left turn down pit road, and in the race back over to Barney the Flagman. And we'll be going 50 laps here from Echo Park Motor Speedway. Jerry Rodriguez, Yair Rodriguez leading us to green. Turn 4 for the first time. Side by side for the race lead. Give it to the 13 of Rodriguez. Bayrod leading that top side. Going to get help from the 9 of Dale Greenwood around in the back. Poor Dale, dude. No caution. I don't think for now, as you'll see. Oh my gosh, the 71 of Sean Berry just completely wipe him out. Get him off the track here, but caution will not wave. We'll continue to go green here. Carter Kingsley on the inside of J-Rod here in that number 9 machine. Carter in that 55 trying to get it down clear, and he will. J-Rod slips inside into that P2 position, and Diego Acuna back up here in this P3 spot. Everybody just trying to find their wits in here. Remember, 50 laps here, so I'm unsure if we can go all the way green. Milo Lively up into the outside wall. Reckon in the back. The 16 will go around. Caution will wave. Cochran back there in the 16, limping it down pit road. Caution will wave here on lap 4. We'll take a look and see what happened here to this number 16 machine. I believe we do get one fastest pair, as you'll see now. At 16, take it. This all kind of started with the 42 of Milo Lively back up here. He gets super loose here in the turn 1 and 2. And will just overcorrect up and gets the apron there. Trying to save it. I think this is in 3 and 4 here, so we'll take a look here in the 3 and 4. Comes down here in the 3 and 4. And just overcorrects up in the outside wall. Nowhere to go for a lot of these drivers. You see back here, Logan Cochran. Nowhere to go here. We'll take a look back here. We'll rewind it here. Go on board with the 16. Oh, man. 32 J-Rod, I believe. Oh, yeah, J-Rod. Nowhere to go for him. He comes down into the 16 machine, and caution will wave. Go ahead and talk to your race leader, Carter Kingsley. Hey, Carter, it's Christian up here in the booth. Got a copy?
Yes, sir, Christian.
Well, leading the race here, and it looks already pretty tough to handle here. But you got this 55 HVTV Sherry Camaro up here, top of the board here. Walk us through right now. Obviously, we only ran 4 laps, but how's this car driving for you?
Oh, it's just a little looser than expected. Obviously, I was up near the top with you here, and I hadn't ventured up that far during practice, so obviously getting a little tight off the corner. But yeah, when Yahir was passing, I'm not sure who the car was. He kind of slipped up, and I was able to go by down the front stretch. But they're definitely fun. I like driving a loose race car way more than a tight one. Just being a handful, it's gonna be interesting to see how other people around it can, can factor into it. But yeah, just proud to have this HPTV car out here. Thanks to Andreas for making the scheme for me.
Obviously, Andreas really good with the paint schemes. But talk about this, right? 50 laps here. It's a long ways. I mean, it's a decently long race here. What's the mindset? Obviously, everybody's slipping and sliding around here. Only on lap 5, we get our first caution. What's kind of the mindset for the rest of the race here to keep this car on track?
Well, the thing is, I've already, especially right when I got the lead, like the one lap I had it before the caution, I was definitely trying to slow up a little, trying to save those rear tires because I really haven't gone that long in practice, so I'm not sure how loose or how tight this car can get. I did experience being a bum, getting into here during practice. I was tight on the bottom, so that's something I'll have to look forward to. Got to take care of my fronts, got to take care of my rears, and see where that gets me.
Well, leading the field here to green here to start lap 7. We'll bring it back down to talk amongst your peers here racing tonight. Well, we wish you good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you, Christian.
Carter Kingsley in that number 55 Chevy Camaro leads us back to green. Yahir Rodriguez in the 9 on the top side. Gonna put a stranglehold on that top line. We'll just have to see who comes out on top here. Obviously, we'll have Carter. He likes to pick the bottom side here. Does it start the race? Yahir is going to have to get a good jump there, but look at Diego back there in P3. On number 84, HVTV Delta Designs machine. Back there, Chase Ingram in P5, so look for him to maybe make a move up here. We know he knows how to win at these draft-style tracks here, but back into the Echo Park Restart Zone, Carter Kingsley back to the point. Rodriguez with a good jump there on that top side. He jumps back downside on the bottom line right behind the 55 at Kingsley. He'll take that P2 spot away now side by side for that P3 spot. It's going to be Diego. It's going to be Colin Muth back there in that 42 machine. Not to be confused with the 42 of Milo Lively. He's back there outside the top 10, I believe. We do have two 42 machines. Obviously, Muth in that McDonald's, I believe it's the Monopoly thing, trick or treat team that we saw back in the Gen 6. You know, Kyle Larson, I remember driving that 42 machine, but here he comes down to the bottom underneath Yair Rodriguez. Get a 55 of Kingsley, a little upset out of turn 2, gets back in line there. He drops from the lead all the way back outside the top 5. Gonna be side by side for the race lead. Jacob Wilkerson, where did he come from up 13 spots here? Side by side for the race lead. Give it to the 42 and Muth at the line. Jacob Wilkerson using that top side. He'll get a run off the corner there, but will it be enough to get the race lead? I don't think so. Muth still side by side going down into turn 3 and 4. Give the advantage to the 42. He got help from the 84 of Acuna. Back there trying to give him that arrow shove. But the 43 does have Yair Rodriguez back there trying to do the same. But remember, they drive a little bit differently than these typical draft tracks. It is slick, it is hot, and it's slick. The updated horsepower, you are most likely might going to have to lift here. As the run goes on here, you're starting to see that top side start to die out a little bit. Jacob Wilkerson not side by side now with the 42 as he now does get side by side as he gets some help from Yair Rodriguez on that top side, help from the 9 Quaker State machine. I'm very interested to see how long this number 43 can stick up top here. Not very long as he drops down. He'll take your race lead here from Atlanta. We'll be side by side for P2, Rodriguez and Muth. That 42 and the 9 battling out here, going down into turn 3 and 4 for lap 11. Wilkerson aero blocking, getting back up on that top side. Going to get a little bit of help once again from the 9 of Rodriguez. You see Carter Kingsley up there around that 6th place spot. He get up in an outside wall. He'll lose some track position here. Wilkerson continues the lead here. He'll drop down to the bottom in front of that 42 in Muth. He'll go back up topside probably. They get the run from the top side from Rodriguez if he wants it. No. So now he goes top. You see Wilkerson trying to manage here, but a good run from the 42. Help from the 1 of Miranda Rose. And that wobble machine almost contact with Yair back there in that 9 machine, but keeps it off of him right now. Right now, just little a 9-car pack right now, and everybody else back behind, trying to keep the cars underneath them right now. Chase Ingram running out this 8-car pack there, trying to ride around, trying to figure out what's going on. Diego Acuna super loose out of turn 2. He'll go some time here, but we look back. Blake Garcia back here, first car on the lead lap in this number 78 machine. We saw him make a spin there in qualifying, but right now, currently back there P9 in that 78. Front row inspired machine there, obviously on the O'Reilly machine body. See him just riding around right now, trying to save his equipment. Be ready to start lap 15. Mosteller topside now. Where did he come from? Oh, Miranda Rose, what a save! Keeping it off the drivers up top there, and you see now a full train of drivers coming to the top side. You saw the 1 get a little bit loose in that corner. Gonna get loose again. Contact with the 84 of Andreas. Andreas will squeak around the top side, and now Miranda Rose goes from racing for the lead back to outside the top 5 once again. Now it's Wilkerson, Mosteller, side by side through 1 and 2. Rose with the run off the top, gonna try to get clear here out of turn 2, try to get that run down the backstretch, but not gonna make it work. Wilkerson trying to fight tough on the bottom. Now here comes Yair Rodriguez, bottom of 3, gonna back out of it very wisely there. Wilkerson shuts the door. Still going to be side by side for the race lead out of turn 3 and 4. Now here comes Yair once again, trying to make it bottom 3. Makes a stick here, but Demos does clear. Wilkerson backs out of that fight there. Oh, Demos a little loose. Yair's loose. Everybody's loose here in the turn 1 and 2. So much going on. I can't really go on board here because you don't know what's going to happen behind, but on board with Jacob Wilkerson here in the 43, currently sitting in P2, trying to run down this 87 machine. Mosteller leading his first laps here this race. Look at that, Carter Kingsley, 1 back slide here, back all the way back up inside the top 2. Carter Kingsley goes at the bottom. Gonna get some help from the 84 of Diego Acuna. Use those 2 HVTV machines, trying to battle it out between that money lap and Jacob Wilkerson, Road to Pro driver. Wilkerson just a couple spots out of the top 30 to make himself eligible to get into the iRacing NASCAR Coke Series. I'm a little unsure what the specific titles and stuff is. I know he's in the Contender Series to get into the Championship Series or something like that, but Wilkerson, obviously, we know he knows how to get a lot out of these cars. You see Reckon in the back. Miranda Rose up in the outside wall. A lot of engine damage to that number 1 machine. See him bring that number 1 down pit road. We'll get a black flag, but most likely we'll get that cleared by race control there. He's just trying to get out of the way there. But Wilkerson, Mosteller, Carter Kingsley, your top 3 here on lap 18 going to lap 19. Marcelo super loose out of turn 2. That's going to allow Jacob Wilkerson to get to the bottom side. Going to clear for the race lead with the 43 back in front. Here from Atlanta, lap 21 going to lap 22. The part of the run where you're going to start to see the tires start to show their age here. People are going to start to slip and slide, and this is where we're going to start to see, you know, the cream rise of the crop here. Using his front two, start to slowly pull away from the rest of the field. Chase Ingram actually back down P3, and that's a lap car, I believe. Back third in line there. Trying to find who that is. 78 of Garcia up in flames there as well. Team Youth back there in the 42. We saw him with a huge slide there earlier this race. Looking back at Dave Lottle. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right in that 20 machine. Michael Good, that driver in the 19 machine. Currently 3 laps down. But I think he's 3 laps down because he started 3 laps late. So you're starting to see the tire wear start to come into effect here as Michael Good has caught his front 2 lead. He's going to push Wilkerson here on this bottom side. Now, if I'm these front 2 leaders, just let this guy go. I mean, he's got a little bit of newer tires. Oh, a slide out of Michael Good. What a save. That's actually going to whoa up Marcelli a little bit there as these 2 are racing for the lead. Now, if you're going to go up there and race for the lead, though, you need to get around that leader there and not hold up Mostelli. If I'm Michael Good, you got to be really aggressive here. If you're going to race here to get around Demos and kind of hold up this battle, you got to get around the 43 here and do it in a timely manner. Let these guys battle it back out here. But right now, that top side not really working for the 19. It's really just holding up this 87 behind. Obviously, Wilkerson's just not going to let him go, right? If anything, this is helping him by having this lap car trying to hold up the 87 here. But now Michael Good goes at the bottom side here. Going to try to get around. If I'm Wilkerson, you just let him go and not fight him too hard. Do not use up your tires here trying to race a lap car. Let him go and then try to fall back in line. But right now, Michael Good just does not have the pace to get around your race leader. We already approached halfway point here, halfway in this race here from Atlanta, and it's these 2 leaders right now. Gap there, sizable gap there. Back to Chase Ingram, 3rd place driver back there. He's got a little bit of pack here. He's got Carter Kingsley. He's gonna have to work with to try to tandem their way back up to the front there. You see Diego Acuna back there in P5 on a little island by himself. Further back, Yahir Rodriguez. So if I'm Kingsley right now, you either get around the 01 here or you work with the 01 to get back up, right? Looks like right now the 55 will pass the 01 and he's gonna try to work his way back up to the front. Did Kingsley do a good job saving his tires here? Back up to the front here. Mosteller and Wilkerson did navigate around the lap car. Michael Good. Now it's going to be a mano-y-mano once again. Wilkerson trying to stay ahead of Mosteller, but Mosteller trying to inch his way back forward here to get back to this battle here for the lead. Oh, and an outside wall for the 87. Demos could just not wrap that bottom like the 43 is. You're going to hear him. And maybe have to lift you out of the corner here. That's where Wilkerson is gaining this advantage. Being able to wrap that red and white line there in the corner versus Marcelo, who's trying to hold on for dear life, it looks like right now. See Wilkerson just being able to, he's so delicate with this car, being able to wrap it around, and that's how you're going to make up this lap time. Wrapping the line, trying to keep the tires underneath you. Marcelo doing as much as he can to keep in tow, and the draft is definitely helping him with that. But right now, you're starting to see the tire wear start to come into a play here. Because now this is like the first time we've ever seen kind of tire wear come into effect here at this new Atlanta Super Speedway. And it's something that I'm excited to see to look forward and in the future here as this track continues to age like it did back when they reconfigured it back in, what was it, 01? 2000, 2001 there. Maybe before that, maybe 98. And then obviously, as we saw this track age, obviously it got the reconfiguration, I believe, in 2022. Um, to come to this kind of super speedway style-esque track is as it's aged, it's turned less and less into a super speedway here. But Marcel is still all over the back bumper of this 43 machine. Jacob Wilkerson. Is Marcel maybe trying to save a little bit of tire? Not going to try to push to get around Wilkerson quite yet. Going to use that dirty air to maybe, keep the nose planted, right? A lot of the times in these O'Reilly machines, when you get out in that clean air, it turns a lot more than you expect it to. And it actually, loosens you up to where it's actually a little bit slower if you can't handle it. Marcelo right now just trying to ride in line right now. It looks like with 31 complete, going to 32 of 50. "20 laps to go here from Atlanta." Wilkerson, Mosteller, and back to third here. Almost 4.5 seconds off the pace. Carter Kingsley, caution waves. Probably going to be a little bit of fun caution, get everybody stacked back up. Let some of these drivers through a lap down, get back on the lead lap. You have Miranda Rose, Cochran, Sean Berry, Dale Greenwood, Michael Good laps down here. They'll probably throw the caution here. Let these guys get back up the pace here. Come down, take some, fresh Goodyear tires, and we'll stack them back up here. We should be going back green with around 15 to go, I would say. I'll get the opportunity to. Let's go ahead and talk to your race leader, Jacob Wilkerson, up here in the booth. Hey, Jacob, is Christian up here in the booth? Got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, obviously, very, very slick and slidey car here from Hotlanta tonight. But you and Most able to pull out to almost a 5-second gap here. And walk us through the car. Walk us through, the differences from, this hot, slick track temp with the updated horsepower versus, the normal car that we usually are tuned to seeing here at Atlanta.
Yeah, it's definitely very loose with this hot track state of 125 degrees. It's definitely, I do feel like if you're in the lead in clean air for too long, you're going to burn your right rear too much. So, yeah, I feel like being in dirty air, it'll kind of help.
I was mentioning that on the broadcast that, sometimes in dirty air, it's actually better to just sit back in line versus that leader who, obviously the clean air, the car is going to turn a little bit better than the dirty air there. So is that something you're going to maybe put in the back of your mind here for this 18 laps? Maybe sit back behind the car and then pull out a line when you need to?
Yeah, I might have to try that. But also, some of the people in here, whether if I'm in the lead, they'll not be able to save as good as us. Like, literally, me and Most, we drove away from everybody else by like a good 3 seconds.
We definitely saw that here up in the booth, but obviously coming back out of pit road here, looks like Most will beat you off pit road here, but coming back to green here, I mean, obviously only will we go to green with, 15 to go here, maybe 16 if we shorten the caution here. I mean, do you think there's going to be any kind of saving here? Like, what around lap time when did you see, like, the major fall-off start to happen?
Really, let's see. Our fastest lap was a 30.9, and we were running like 32-second laps. So we had a pretty good fall off for a good 30 laps. So, yeah, I feel like. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So, do you think there will be any saving here with 15 to go, or is it kind of just full bore? Let's see who's got the biggest lead foot now.
I feel like, to me, I probably wouldn't need to do a lot of saving. I feel like I'd be able to at least hold the lead if I do have the lead for a good 15 laps without destroying the right rear. And then some of the guys behind trying to pass will end up be pushing a little too hard entry and possibly destroy the right rear trying to be aggressive.
It's definitely going to be interesting to see what you and Most can do up here in your front too. Obviously, we wish you good luck there on that money lap Toyota Supra, but yeah, can't wait to see this last 15 laps.
Yes, sir.
Jacob Wilkerson, we appreciate his time up here in the booth. Wish him good luck here. Obviously, not only in the race, but in his endeavors to get into the Coke Series. Obviously, it really does mean a lot to all of us here for High Velocity TV to see Jacob continuing to come up and show out and support, High Velocity TV, even if it is just in HVTV After Dark and stuff like that. I'm super proud of the show out and small community we already have here for these hosted races and stuff like that. It means a lot to me. I know it means a lot to the other people who are working in the background to make sure that, you know, the train keeps rolling, that we're putting coal in the engine to make sure that things keep going forward here. But yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see how these last 15 laps go. It's really been a big reset point for someone like Carter Kingsley, for Keith Ingram, for Diego, all these people back here, for maybe someone like J. Rod or Dale Greenwood, who can come down, get some damage fixed, get back on the lead lap here. As you'll see Dale slowly approach the back end of this little pack here. We'll get ready to go. 15 laps to go here from Atlanta. You'll see once again the pace car take a hard left turn on the pit road. We'll hand that race back over to the 87. Daniel Mostoли won the race off pit road, back into the Echo Park restart zone. We'll be back green here. 15 laps to go here for race 1 at Atlanta. Pretty good jump by the bottom lane. It's going to be Carter Kingsley. Jacob Wilkerson side by side for the P2 position. How aggressive will Wilkerson be to keep the track position here? He'll have help from Diego Acuna back there in that 84 machine. Mose up to block the top. Wilkerson clears that 55 machine, so it'll be Mose. Wilkerson, P2. P1 and P2, now a battle for P3. You'll see the 84 of Acuna, the 55 of Kingsley, and then battle it out there, the two HVTV machines. Battling out for this last podium spot. Everybody side by side behind the front two here. Wilkerson, Mose trying to get away here as quickly as they can. Mose a little bit of an upset there. Up off the track. Here comes Wilkerson on the bottom. Doing a good job just painting that red and white line here. Mose has to react. Gets up the track there. Here comes Diego Acuna now. Going to try to make the move here for P2. Almost contact with the 87. Wilkerson down the block, the bottom now. Going to try to bring that 84 with him. That's the one thing he wants, is for someone to get in between that 87 and that 43 machine. If it is the 84 of Acuna. Maybe it is the 9. Is wrecking in the back. Dale Greenwood around. Matthew Shade in the 30. Wow. Hood up on that car. Going to be pretty hard to get that thing back to pit road visibility-wise. We're going to have to stick that head out the window net there to see if he can navigate that thing through now. He does have a little bit of a slit there underneath the hood there. Nope, there he goes. He stops it. We'll see if he decides to tow. He does. Look and see what happened here between that 07 and that number 30 machine here. Back at our chopper cam. Bill Greenwood middle 3. I don't know if that's really on the 07 there. Just looked like hard racing there. I mean, Dale maybe came up just a little bit. But the 30 definitely could have. I mean, he had a little bit of room to give. I mean, it's just hard. At least it just looks like incidental racing there. But the 30, huge hit to the inside wall there. We'll go back and take a look at this massive impact here. Turning off the corner there, down, and bang! Huge hit to the inside wall there, blowing the engine. Night over for Matthew Shade. Actually, not quite. I lied. Matthew Shade still has a fast repair. But the one thing is he had to tow, get back to pit road here. So he'll probably have, what, a good minute and a half of towing here. Then he can maybe come down, take the good, fresh Goodyear tires, get that fast repair, and then bring that thing back on track. Actually, it looks like he parked that thing for the night. 11 to go, 10 to go. Maybe Matthew doesn't know that. He can go back and get his laps back here under caution. But fortunately, it looks like Matthew has called it a night here in the 30 camp. Bill Greenwood down pit road here in this 07 machine. 1 lap down. I think he did use his fast repair. Yes, he did. So he's going to have to come down here and try to get all the dents beat out of this car before he can come out on track. You see a lot of right rear damage, a lot of right front damage as well onto this 07 machine. Trying to get a different camera angle. Not a lot of left side damage, if I say so myself. Obviously kind of hard to see as that car is parked up and against pit road there. Didn't even talk to Mos up here in the booth. Hey, Demos, it's Christian up here in the booth. Got me?
Yes, sir.
Well, obviously sitting back there in P2, it looks like it's going to be potentially a Wilkerson Mosteller shoot off here for this 10-lap shootout. But obviously Wilkerson got the best of you on the restart. You beat him off pit road, but he got the best of you on the restart. He's starting back here in P2. What's it going to take to get around this 43 car again?
I think just precision. Very loose, obviously, and I feel like I've been a tick better than him. I'd love to see this go green because I think I was better than him in the intermediate part of the run. So if we get some green flag laps, I feel like I'll be in a good spot. Because we'll eventually pull away from the back or the third place cars. So just get some green flag running. Hopefully I can get past him. I'd like to win one of these races very badly, and I think I'm going to do whatever I can here to get win number 1.
Yeah, I definitely know you want to take that checkbox off of winning here in HVTV After Dark, but walk me through the different lanes here. It looks like you can run that top side, but it looks like it does burn off the tires a lot more than the bottom side. Is that something that you observed as well in the car?
I was just moving around to get some clean air on my nose to see how it was. I like the middle lane a lot. I didn't like the tippy top that much. I feel like the first and the second lanes are the ones you could work with, especially as front two cars.
Going to be definitely interesting to see what you guys can do now. A 9-lap shootout between you and Wilkerson, but we wish you good luck here. Best of way. Hopefully you can get this first win under your belt.
Thank you.
You see the pace car off turn forward there, down pit road here, and we're gonna have a 9-lap shootout. Wilkerson, Mosteller, back to the line here. 9 to go from Atlanta. Most trying to hold it tough on the top side here. Wilkerson, help from the 84 of Acuna. 84 backs out of it there. But here comes a huge shove from the 9. As Yair Rodriguez will put himself in the P2 spot, and that's exactly what most want to see. A car in between him and the 43 of Wilkerson. With 8 to go, is there enough time for there to even be tire wear? Maybe Yair Rodriguez could steal one here in that number 9 quick state machine. The 9 now take the hard left turn down. He will try to run this bottom line to take advantage of the 87. Demos will have to go high, but you see that number 9 slipping and sliding there on that bottom side. Wilkerson, what does he do? He pushes the 9 out to the lead. Demos trying to hold on top here. A little bit of a contact between Yair and Mose. Once again, Wilkerson trying to arrow push that 9 out to the lead, and I think Yair might clear Demos if he wants to get up top. Gonna get help from the 43, and right now he's just really doing everything he can to block that inside lane. Wilkerson, we know how dangerous he can be if you give him that clean air. Wilkerson, he talked about sitting in line here and staying in the dirty air to help keep the tires underneath him, and this is exactly what he wanted to do. But Mosteller still trying to hold tough on the top here. Now it's Yair trying to block both lanes. They're gonna go to the bottom down here in 1 and 2. He's going to drift up the track here in 3 and 4. Wilkerson could get to the quarter. No. He fends it off once again. Yair doing an amazing job trying to manage both these lanes here, but sooner or later, someone's going to get to the right rear. There it is, Mosteller to the right rear of the 9 machine. Heck, it's going to be Yair, Mosteller, and look at that. Carter Kingsley making his way through the match here with 5 to go. Yair and Mo side by side through 1 and 2. Most will have the run off the top. You see that 9 just walking it up the track here. Here comes Carter Kingsley. Going to push that 87 out. Carter Kingsley, Chase Ingram. Where did they come from here in this late birth of the race here? Then at 55, you saw him get a little bit upset. That allowed him not to get back to the back of the 87. And now Mose, Yair, back side by side as we get ready to go through 1 and 2. Again, Wilkerson at the back of the 9 machine, trying to make everything work, trying to give that 9 out an arrow push. 87, 9, 43 and the 55, the fast four here, going to 3 to go. Most not giving this up easy. Gonna do everything he can to take to this top side to get the run off the corner and make it a photo finish at the line. Right now, Yair, trying to make something happen. Now here comes the 43 to the top side. He's gonna help Mosteller. See the 55 of Kingsley starting the fade. Now here comes the 43 Wilkerson to the top side. Wilkerson, Mosteller side by side through 3 and 4. You'll see the 9 and the 84 side by side further on back for that P3 position. Now you're going to see side by side once again to the line. Give it to Wilkerson at the line. 2 to go from Atlanta. We start our penultimate lap here from Echo Park Speedway. Most wants this so bad, but Wilkerson is not just going to lay back and let him have it. You see Jair, a big shove to the back of the 87 as they keep them side by side through 3 and 4. Still out of 3 and 4. We get ready to get out of 3 and 4. Get to the line here to go to the final lap as we go. 1 to go from Atlanta. 1 to go from our final lap here in race 1. Most, Wilkerson, side by side through 1 and 2. It's going to be about who can get the help here coming down the backstretch. It looks like the 84 and the 9. Pretty same here. Who gets back to the driver first? Looks like maybe Yair. Is Yair off the bumper? Going to stall out that top side. Now what's going to happen? Side by side at the line. It's going to be a photo finish. Mosteller, Wilkerson at the line. Wilkerson takes it. And once again, Mosteller the bridesmaid. And another one of these super speedway races. Wilkerson ekes him out at the line. 45 hundredths of a second. And Mo's going to have to wait another day to get a win here in HPTV After Dark. Another congratulations to the number 43. Jacob Wilkerson gets another one here from Atlanta. You'll see the 43 park it down here on Victory Lane here, right across the start finish line for your fans at home. Go ahead and talk to the 43 of Jacob Wilkerson. Hey Jacob, it's Christian once again up here in HVTV Booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, once again, another congratulations. I believe your second win here in HVTV After Dark, and obviously had the battle most for it. Obviously, not a tricky task for any driver, but able to hold on to that win there. 400ths of a second over Mosteller there. Walk us through those last 10 laps. Obviously, we talked to you, and you're very confident in yourself to come out here and win this race, and able to get it done here from Atlanta.
Yeah, it was even though I restarted as the leader, I fell all the way to like 4th or something because the right rear side draft is pretty strong. But we were able to I was able to find my way back to the top, and I pushed Most clear to the lead, and then I snuck his right rear, and then we were side by side for like a good 3 or 2 laps, just side drafting each other so hard for the win. And then yeah, it came down to about at least half a car length to the line.
And definitely a close one there, and you definitely saw Most trying to, use you up a little bit to get it. Obviously, we know how hungry Most is to get his first win here in the series, but, eking it out there. We saw it, like you said, you dropped back to 4th, but use that top side to get around, to get a run on Mosteller there at the end there. But walk us through the race. Obviously, 50 laps, not a super long stint here, especially with that caution on lap 30. But walk us through the race and walk us through like your experience with the car for this race here from Atlanta.
Yeah, early on in the race, I feel like it was most of the people were still trying to figure out the handling of the car, where me and most cleared the field by like 3 seconds. And then really those final 10 laps there, it was like people were actually keeping up with us, where they finally figured out that they can't go full send in the corner where they have to lift and use the dirty air as the advantage for stability. And yeah, the outside was definitely better for being side by side compared to being on the inside. Like they were all able to push me, like able to take the lead away from me since I restarted on the inside. And then yeah,
Yeah, it was definitely an interesting race up here in the booth of Colin. I honestly had a lot more fun than I thought calling this race tonight. But once again, Jacob, another congratulations on your, I believe, your second win of the season, bringing this Money Lap EPI performance machine back to victory lane. Before we let you go, anybody want to thank, shout out, or appreciate for this win tonight?
yeah, appreciate you, Demos, for putting these lobbies together. I have a lot of fun doing these races, whether if I win or wreck out or lose, it doesn't matter. I just do these for fun. And shout out to everyone that comes out and does races these lobbies, and you for broadcasting. And yeah, that's it.
Well, we definitely appreciate your presence here in the HVTV community, and love to see you continue to come back here and race with us and continue to rack up the wins here. But once again, another congratulations to you, and hopefully we can see you some more in victory lane.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Jacob Wilkerson takes our one and only, our little one-off race here from Atlanta. Obviously, for people who didn't watch, we just got done with Internet in America over on the IDK Player YouTube channel. If you guys haven't watched that, I actually got to call some play-by-play with the John Ramos and himself, and had a good time doing radio style. My first ever time, calling a race radio style, just focusing on my portion of the track, and got a lot of compliments, got a lot of and learned a lot, honestly. And I appreciate John and or the IDK player, whoever you want to call him, for the opportunities up there in the booth to show my talents and continue to get my name out there, whether it is in the eNASCAR community, whether it is for opportunities in real life, right? I appreciate any opportunity, and I appreciate everybody for coming out and watching this kind of one-off broadcast tonight. I expected to have, I expected there to be a wreck fest tonight, and luckily enough for everybody here watching at home and for me up here in the HVTV booth, everybody for the most part kept it together, kept it clean and green. We saw a really good show at the end of that little 9 lap shootout. Demos comes home bridesmaid once again. Heartbreak for him, but once again, another congratulations to Jacob Wilkerson for tonight's win here from Atlanta. But once again, I think it's time to call it a night here from Hampton, Georgia. As we once again, thank everybody so much for coming out and watching another HVTV After Dark. Just a little one-off race here after um Inner Night in America. Once again, my name is Christian Delgado, your lead producer and commentator for tonight's race. We should be back on the network probably the sooner, probably the soonest we're probably going to be on the network is probably this Thursday for the Prestige Cup Series as they go to um Darlington. No, they just went to Darlington last week as they continue their playoff surge next week, and then obviously Friday night we go back to AWC as the AWC Pro Series goes to Eldora Speedway for the AWC charity races. They try to throw some money together to give away to a charity, and obviously a really fun race at Eldora Speedway. And I had a ton of fun calling it last season, and I can't wait for it this Friday. And then obviously this Saturday we'll be right back here for the ISNF Cup Series as they continue their journey back into Talladega. A really up topsy turvy race potentially next week as they are going to start their second week of the chase there. ISNF Cup Series, and obviously, if the time allows, we'll be back here for some more HVTV After Dark here Saturday nights. But once again, I appreciate everybody for coming out, watching the broadcast last minute. We really do appreciate everybody who came out. I'll say a last hello to Leif Obstead who came in and typed in the chat. We appreciate you, Leif, and everything. Just being a community member, obviously. Say hello to Gavin Austin. Say hello to Joker Sky. Hopefully that was I'm saying that right. Um, but we appreciate it for coming out. If you haven't hit that subscribe button over on the High Velocity TV YouTube channel, we'd really appreciate it. We'd also appreciate a thumbs up on the broadcast. Go and like the broadcast, share it with friends and family. I honestly think, considering everything getting thrown together last second, I had a lot of fun calling the race. I think the racing was honestly pretty good throughout the whole race there. But once again, another congratulations to Jacob Wilkerson as we called it night here from Hampton, Georgia. I hope everybody has a great rest of your Saturday, or technically Sunday for everybody here. From Central Time on forward. Enjoy the Cup race tomorrow at Kansas, and we will be looking forward to seeing you guys some more in the future.